Hello and happy new year here in the Retroverse as it's the first video of 2025. Now apologies I didn't do a video last Sunday. I was full of flu and I was absolutely on me arse, just hanging all over the place. And it wasn't because of cheese or crackers or drink or anything like that. Because of the Christmas season, I was just genuinely wiped out. But I'm making a glorious comeback here in 2025, and it's the first video of 2025. And as the thumbnail suggests, it's 15 games that are turning 25 years old in 2025, which means we must do the time warp. Jump in the DeLorean, set the time at the 2000, and let's see what games came out in that year. So here we go, let's get into it. Okay, so at the time, it's very heavy. You've got the N64, you've got the Dreamcast, are both big systems. Obviously, the Sony PS1 is just destroying everybody, but Sony are releasing the PlayStation 2 later this year in 2000, so PS1 is slowly dying away, which is, you'll notice a trend here. There are not many PS1 games here. In fact, there's zero except in the honorable mentions at the end. So the first game, it's on the Dreamcast, and here it is. It's Crazy Taxi, that absolute classic game. Unbelievable arcade, unbelievable port to the Dreamcast, which is what the Dreamcast did best, was unbelievable arcade experiences. Crazy Taxi, straight in there. It was released on January the 24th, so not far from now. And that was an absolute worldie of a game. It still is. I still love playing it. The soundtrack was brilliant. The gameplay is brilliant. It's just a great pick up and play game. Just tremendous game there by Sega. Love it. So also released on January 24th was Mario Party 2 on the N64. So you had Mario Party 1, which I also have, but Mario Party 2 kicked it up a gear with extra boards, characters and mini-games. I mean, I know it's called Mario Party, but it really was the ultimate party game on the N64. And that's why I personally call the N64 the party machine, because it was just 4-player games all the time with me and my mates at high school. It was just absolutely classic times. Next up, we're reaching darker times, and it's the first time into 3D for this franchise. And why will they not remake this game? Honestly, I say it all the time on my Instagram posts. It's Resident Evil Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. Like I say, the first foray into full 3D with 3D backgrounds, not just 3D models. But there you go, you've got Claire Redfield going on an investigative mission. Was she searching for her brother, I think? Possibly, who knows, but she got out of Resident Evil 2 and makes it into Code Veronica. Honestly, this game would be so good on a remake. Just do this as a remake. I genuinely think they're not doing it because it wasn't as popular because it was on the Dreamcast. I know it was ported to other machines, but the Dreamcast one was the best. It was the original, it was absolutely class, and to be fair, I really do need to give this one a replay. But there you go, Code Veronica, released February the 3rd, just in time for Valentine's Day. Speaking of Valentine's Day with lovely ladies, you've got Dead or Alive 2, released on February the 29th. Unbelievable physics. No, seriously, this game is absolutely class. It's so fast. I remember comparing this to Tekken 3 at the time, and I thought Tekken 3 was absolute garbage, and this was just unbelievable. The speed of the rounds, the impacts of the hits, smashing people off the sides, the interactive levels, was all just so much better. That's right, so good I said it twice, than Tekken 3. I don't care what you say, Dead or Alive is better than Tekken. Next up, it's a massive hitter. It's a mega boom, if ever this was. And it's Majora's Mask. Unbelievable. Released April 27th on the N64, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask follows on from Ocarina of Time. And, I mean, is it better? Oh, personally, I don't think it is. I personally prefer Ocarina of Time, which I covered in my Christmas special. I think that was, when was that? 1998. But yes, Majora's Mask still is a classic. And look at the condition of that box. Everybody knows I love a tidy box. But that one is, woo, shish kebab. Unbelievable, that one. Actually, I picked this one up from CEX. I think I got it for 80 quid. And look at that, man, a CEX pickup of that quality. What a win. Great times there for Link as usual, Zelda Majora's Mask. Now released on the same day, so probably overlooked by many, but a franchise that again I believe needs a reboot, and it is Excitebike 64. Released on April 27th with Zelda. Everybody knows Excitebike on the NES, and not many people do know about Excitebike 64. Personally, I thought it was class. I mean, I'm not really, well, I like motorbikes, but, you know, dirt cross bikes and stuff, that's a section or whatever you want to call it, an era or an area that's not been touched upon very much. Same with Road Rash. Why are they not doing more motorbike games? Motorbikes are class. But there you go, Excitebike 64. Next up, again, an N64 classic, a party classic. Hit your friends in the heads with a controller game. It's Perfect Dark. That's right, play is Joanna Dark. Hello, Joanna. And then you're getting some crazy shiznizzle with aliens and crazy tech. And who remembers the laptop gun? Oh, that was so good. That was so good, the laptop gun. Dual wielding guns, everything. Unbelievable. This is my original copy from 2000 back in the day. And look at that. Whoa. Tidy, 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 Joanna. Very tidy. Absolutely classic Perfect Dark. Who remembers that gun where you could shoot through the wall? It was like a railgun thing, but it would give you X-ray heat vision. I mean, that was class. Shame about the follow-up games because they were garbage. I remember I've got a, what's it called? Perfect Dark on the 360, and that was bloody awful. But there you go. Perfect Dark, N64, great 4-player game following up GoldenEye by Rare there. Unbelievable times. Next up, released on June the 4th, to rival Parappa the Rapper, it was Space Channel 5 on the Dreamcast. That's right. Who likes the musical rhythm-based games? If you remember, I did unbox and add to the Dreamcast collection Res a few weeks ago. But there you go, Space Channel 5. What's she called? Oompa? I don't know. She's called something. But, sorry, whatever you're called. Space Channel 5. There you go, showing my knowledge of the game there. Who cares? All you do is press some buttons, isn't it? Next up, it's a sensational game here. Absolutely love this game. I've got a few copies of this one, and this one's a sealed copy, so here we go. Released on June the 29th. I'm sure this kicked off the whole cell shading times era. Who knows? But it's Jet Set Radio. There you go, Jet Set Radio. And actually, here's a funny one for all you CEX roulette haters out there. I ordered this as mint from CEX. There you can see it, mint. I think it was, 40 quid? Yes, obviously, like it says on the spine, stupid. And yes, I got it sealed and mint from CEX. So yes, it can happen. Jet Set Radio there on the Dreamcast. What an absolute classic. Now, here we go, a sporting title for a change. I don't have many sports titles. I'm not a big sports games fan. Here it is though, released on August the 28th. It's Mario Tennis. That's right, Mario goes off to Wimbledon and tries to score some aces at the time. Now, this one's a decent one, but personally I prefer Mario Tennis on, was it the Game Boy Advance? That one was way better, personally, because I thought the single player was really cool, how you went on a bit of an adventure. But this one, obviously, it does have the classic Mario characters. It does have some special super moves and stuff, which is in there. And again, another mint party game. Great tennis game, but nothing will ever beat Virtua Tennis. Is the greatest tennis game in the world, ever. Hands down. There you go, Mario Tennis. Now, here we go. A great game here. Well, I've went a bit too far there. I'll take that back. A good game, but one that I personally really liked. Released on August the 30th. And I am a big wrestling fan. You'll have seen I wear my NWO t-shirt quite a lot. I do watch wrestling. I'm excited for it going on Netflix. But here you go, on the Dreamcast. WWF Royal Rumble. Now, the main game isn't that great. There's only two modes, like singles matches or exhibitions and the Royal Rumble. But what makes this game amazing to me is, obviously it's WWF's, it's Attitude Era, it's 2000, it's unbelievable scenes. But, as you can see on the back here and where it says there, you could get 9 wrestlers in the ring at the same time, which was unheard of back then. 9 wrestlers, the most you could ever have before then was 4 players on No Mercy. So to have 9 people, and especially with these graphics as well at the time, were unbelievable. Absolute scenes this was. I've never really played the WWE 2K whatevers because I feel it's gone a little bit like FIFA where it's a bit crappy. There's the stupid stats cards and all that, and you just think, whatever, man. The storytelling's not as good. I'm probably just a victim of the fact that I grew up in the Attitude Era with the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWF/E, and it was just unbelievable, and you'll never ever beat those times ever again. But there it is, WWF Royal Rumble. That's a sensational party game. Now, we're moving off into September, and here is one of my favourite games of all time for a franchise of all time, and it's a lovely sealed delight. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now, I love Tony Hawk's on the PS1. Obviously, the original was brilliant, but I do believe, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Dreamcast lover, but I do believe that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast are the far superior versions of those games. And in this one, I have it in a delicious sealed bag. Yes, but there you go. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Dreamcast. Speaking of multiplayer, I was a big PC gamer back in the day. Mouse and keyboard was very, very strange to me, given that I grew up on 16-bit joypads. But moving to the Dreamcast, it had the built-in modem, so it needed some online games. What bigger game for first-person shooter than Quake 3 Arena? There you go. Released on October the 22nd using the mouse and keyboard peripherals there, which you can see on the back, Dreamcast mouse compatible. Emulating basically the PC port of Quake 3 Arena, which I love to death. That and Unreal Tournament were unbelievable games. I would play them all the time on my dad's PC, as my dad was a big PC gamer. But yes, Quake 3 Arena online gaming. I've heard that there's still some servers available that people are going on. I'll be interested to have a look at that. And also, a side note, I don't have the mouse and keyboard peripheral, which I'm very shocked at. So I need to get those and probably give this a bash. But there you go. a delicious, sensual Quake 3 Arena sealed times. Now we're moving into one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Dreamcast game of all time, which I also covered in my Christmas special, which was released, as it said in the special, in the year 2000, which is why it's in this video. And here we go. It's the return of, not the Mac, but the Shenmue Mac. Here he is. Shenmue there. Released November the 6th on the Dreamcast. And again, if you see my Christmas special, you'll see the quality of this box is unbelievable. I mean, that, if ever, is like basically just brand new. But Shenmue turns 25 this year. Surely they can do in the Shenmue world, they could do some more stories on that. Like, they must be able to. But there you go, Shenmue on the Dreamcast, looking delicious as always. Right, so big side note here, because on November the 24th released is the PlayStation 2. That's right, PlayStation continues its dominance, although personally I thought the launch titles were rubbish. Absolute awful games. I mean, who remembers that Fantavision? What was that about? Some fireworks game? No chance. But anyways, we've got one last release here in December, and it's a brilliant Japanese RPG, which I love this game. Released on December the 6th, it is Grandia 2. Now, for me, it was between Grandia 2 and Skies of Arcadia. Have I picked the right one? I'm not sure, because I haven't played Skies of Arcadia and I don't own it yet still, which I can't believe. It'll actually be coming up in a minute. But Grandia 2 there, I absolutely love the story on that one. And this was the first type of game that I played since Final Fantasy VII, which was in my Christmas special again. Quite a lot of big hitters in there. So it was the first type of RPG game. I'm not a massive RPG fan, but I really loved Grandia 2. I want to give it another blast, but I've got a really bad feeling that I'm going to think it's rubbish. I remember, I've got really fond memories of it, but I'm not a slow game type person. Like, I am a burnout, revenge, explosions, everything blowing up, you going at a million miles an hour, guns everywhere, everything, all that type of stuff. I'm not a slow burner game like Grandia 2 is that I remember. Now, I could be totally wrong. I could be talking bollocks. Who knows? I'll have to give it a play to find out again. Right, so there's several games here that I wanted to cover in an honourable mentions section that were released in 2000, but I don't have them for some reason. A lot of them here are PC games, and there were some big hitters, and I was big into PC gaming, and my dad was at the time. But I'm going to show some up here on the screen. So we're going to start off with the original Sims. Dactana. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. That was a class game. Shogun Total War. I loved real-time strategies on the PC. Command and Conquer. Oh, brilliant. Unbelievable. Who remembers Total Annihilation? Oh, God. Great times. Deus Ex. Or Deus Ex. Diablo 2. Now, here's a PS1 one, finally. Parasite Eve 2. Who remembers that one? Skies of Arcadia, as I've mentioned. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2. How have I not got that game? I've got the first one and it's sealed, but I don't have 2. You've got Hitman, codename 47, and Banjo-Tooie, a Pokemon Stadium as well. That was really good. I can't believe I don't have that. I thought I did have it and I checked through and I don't. So a couple there that I need to tick off as honourable mentions, released in 2000. I've covered my 15 games there, released in 2025 and turning 25 this year. How many of those have you guys got? Have you got any of them? Have you played any of them? There's some big hitters in there. I mean, come on. Everybody knows Perfect Dark. Everybody knows Majora's Mask. Everybody knows Tony Hawk's. Everybody knows Shenmue. A massive year 2000 for gaming at the time. So, thanks for watching as always, guys. I really appreciate it. The first video of 2025. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm at 4,665 subscribers. I'd love to hit the 5,000 mark in the next couple of months, guys. So please help us out by keep watching the channel, sharing the videos, liking, subscribing, sharing it with everybody that you know, put it on your socials. I'm loving doing this. I really enjoy doing the videos, and I hope that comes across as well. Please leave a comment in down below. Let's get some discussions going on. Have I missed any games from the year 2000? Like I say, there's hardly any PS1 games in there because it was dying a death. So, you know, PS2 was coming out. They're not going to release that many big games. I've only got one in there. Was there any others? But remember, it has to be turning 25 this year. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video, which will be next Sunday at 10 AM, the usual time, the usual place, and it'll be another Dreamcast one. I went back to that retro game shop and I added another 9 games into the collection. So that'll boost the numbers up. I'm pushing up to 150 games. I'm really ramping up the speed here. So keep watching the videos, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.